Hello everyone, welcome to this session on plant tissue culture, principles, techniques, and agricultural applications. Plant tissue culture is one of the most important tools in modern agriculture and biotechnology. It has transformed how we propagate plants, produce disease-free planting material, and conserve valuable plant species. In today's session, we will not only understand the theory but also connect it with real agricultural applications that directly benefit farmers and the seed industry. Tissue culture refers to the in vitro, or in glass, technique of growing plant cells, tissues, or organs under sterile and controlled laboratory conditions on a nutrient medium. The most important concept behind tissue culture is totipotency. This means that each plant cell has the complete genetic information required to regenerate into a full plant. For example, even a small piece of leaf or stem, when placed in the right conditions, can grow into a whole plant. This unique ability is what makes plant tissue culture so powerful. The idea of tissue culture was first proposed in 1902 by Gottlieb Haberlandt. Although he could not achieve complete success at that time, his concept of totipotency became the foundation of this field. Later, in 1962, Morischig and Skoog developed the MS medium, which significantly improved plant growth in vitro. These milestones led to the development of modern plant biotechnology and large-scale commercial tissue culture. The basic idea of tissue culture is to grow plant material in a completely controlled environment. Unlike natural conditions, where plants are exposed to pests, diseases, and environmental stress, tissue culture provides sterile conditions, controlled temperature and light, balanced nutrition. This ensures faster and healthier growth. Depending on the purpose, we can culture cells, tissues, or even entire plant organs. Totipotency is the backbone of tissue culture. It means that every plant cell has the potential to divide and differentiate into all types of plant tissues. For instance, a single cell can first form a callus, then develop shoots and roots, and finally become a complete plant. This property is what allows scientists to regenerate plants from very small plant parts. To successfully perform tissue culture, we need several key components. 1. A sterile environment to avoid contamination. 2. A nutrient-rich culture medium. 3. A suitable explant. 4. Growth regulators such as auxins and cytokinins. 5. Controlled temperature, light, and humidity. Even a small mistake in any of these factors can lead to failure. An explant is the starting plant material used in tissue culture. Different explants are used for different purposes. For example, Meristem for virus-free plants, Anther for haploid production, embryo for overcoming seed dormancy. The selection of the right explant is crucial for success. The culture medium acts like food for the plant cells. It contains macronutrients for growth, micronutrients for enzyme activity, vitamins for metabolism, sugar as an energy source, plant growth regulators. The balance of these components determines whether the plant will form roots, shoots, or callus. Different types of media are used depending on plant species. The most popular one is the MS medium developed by Morischig and Skoog. Others include White's medium and Gambog's medium. However, different plants may require different formulations depending on their nutritional needs. The entire process of tissue culture involves several carefully controlled steps. First, we select a healthy explant. Then, we sterilize it to remove contaminants. Next, we inoculate it into the culture medium. After that, it is incubated under controlled conditions. Then multiplication occurs, followed by rooting. Finally, plants are hardened before transferring to the field. Each step must be performed carefully to ensure success. Sterilization is one of the most critical steps. If contamination occurs, bacteria or fungi can quickly destroy the culture. After sterilization, the explant is transferred into media under aseptic conditions using a laminar airflow chamber. This ensures that only plant cells grow. Inoculation is the transfer of explant into culture media under sterile conditions. This is done inside a laminar airflow chamber to prevent contamination. Callus is an undifferentiated mass of cells. It is formed when explants are cultured in media with high auxin concentration. Callus can later differentiate into organs. Organogenesis refers to the formation of shoots and roots. This is controlled by hormone balance. High cytokinin promotes shoots. High auxin promotes roots. In this process, embryos develop from somatic cells instead of seeds. These embryos resemble natural embryos and can develop into plants. This technique is important for synthetic seed production. Micropropagation is the rapid multiplication of plants under tissue culture. It produces genetically identical plants, also called clones. It includes stages like initiation, multiplication, rooting, and acclimatization. Hardening is the process of transferring plants from lab to field. Plants are gradually exposed to natural conditions to increase survival like light, humidity, temperature. There are several tissue culture techniques such as Meristem culture, Anther culture, embryo culture, Protoplast culture, suspension culture. This technique uses shoot tips to produce virus-free plants. It is widely used to produce virus-free plants in the crops. Potato, banana, sugarcane. Anther culture produces haploid plants. These are useful in plant breeding for developing pure lines quickly. Protoplasts are cells without cell walls. They are used in genetic engineering and somatic hybridization. Tissue culture is important because it allows rapid plant multiplication, disease-free plant production, conservation of rare species. For farmers, tissue culture provides uniform crops, higher yield, better quality plants, reduced disease losses, faster variety development. Tissue culture contributes to commercial plant production, export of planting material, job creation, growth of agribusiness. It is used in crop improvement, germplasm conservation, hybrid seed production, secondary metabolite production. Tissue culture is widely used in crops like banana, strawberry, orchids, chrysanthemum, and many ornamental plants. Similarly, in ornamental plants like orchids, tissue culture allows mass production of plants with identical flower color, size, and quality, which is extremely important for the flower industry. This technology ensures uniform plant growth, high quality produce, faster multiplication. As a result, tissue culture has become a backbone of modern horticulture and nursery industries. Tissue culture offers several significant advantages that make it superior to conventional propagation methods. First, it enables rapid multiplication. Thousands of plants can be produced from a single explant within a short period. Second, it produces disease-free plants, especially when meristem culture is used. This is critical for crops like potato and sugarcane, where viral infections can severely reduce yield. Third, all plants produced are genetically identical, also known as true-to-type plants. This ensures uniform growth, flowering, and harvesting. Another major advantage is that tissue culture can be performed throughout the year, independent of seasonal limitations. Overall, tissue culture improves productivity, quality, and reliability in plant production systems. Despite its advantages, tissue culture also has certain limitations that we must consider. One of the main challenges is the high initial cost. Setting up a tissue culture laboratory requires expensive equipment, sterile facilities, and skilled personnel. Another limitation is the risk of contamination. Since the process requires sterile conditions, even a small lapse can lead to bacterial or fungal contamination, resulting in loss of cultures. There is also the issue of somaclonal variation. Sometimes, plants produced through tissue culture may show genetic variation, which is undesirable when uniformity is required. Additionally, plantlets produced in vitro are delicate and may not survive when directly transferred to field conditions, leading to losses during acclimatization. So, while tissue culture is powerful, it requires precision, expertise, and proper management. In practical applications, tissue culture faces several operational challenges. First is the high infrastructure cost, which can limit its adoption, especially by small-scale farmers. Second, there is a strong need for technical expertise. Skilled professionals are required to handle sterilization, media preparation, and culture management. Another challenge is standardization of protocols. Different plant species require specific conditions, and developing optimized protocols can take time. Acclimatization is another critical stage, where many plantlets fail to survive due to sudden environmental changes. Lastly, maintaining quality control is essential to ensure that plants remain true to type and disease-free. The future of tissue culture is extremely promising and closely linked with advanced technologies in plant science. With the integration of genetic engineering and genome editing tools like CRISPR, tissue culture is becoming a powerful platform for developing improved crop varieties. In the coming years, we can expect the development of crops that are drought-tolerant, disease-resistant, high-yielding, climate-resilient. Another exciting area is synthetic seed technology, where artificial seeds are produced using somatic embryos. Automation and bioreactor systems are also being developed to scale up production and reduce costs. Tissue culture will play a vital role in ensuring sustainable agriculture and meeting the food demands of a growing global population. To conclude, plant tissue culture is a transformative technology that has reshaped modern agriculture and horticulture. It provides a reliable method for producing high-quality, disease-free, and uniform planting material. From supporting farmers to advancing scientific research, its applications are vast and impactful. Although there are challenges such as cost and technical requirements, the benefits far outweigh the limitations. As technology continues to advance, tissue culture will become even more accessible and efficient. It is not just a laboratory technique, it is a powerful tool for ensuring food security, improving livelihoods, and building a sustainable agricultural future. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this session. Today, we explored how a tiny plant cell, through the power of totipotency, can give rise to an entire plant, and how this simple idea has transformed modern agriculture. From producing disease-free crops to supporting farmers and ensuring food security, plant tissue culture is not just a laboratory technique, it is a technology shaping the future of farming. As we move forward in an era of climate challenges and increasing food demand, innovations like tissue culture will play a crucial role in building a sustainable and resilient agricultural system. If you like this video, then please like, share or subscribe to my channel. Also share the link to others for the seed, plant breeding, biotechnology.